Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you chapter the third level, which is written by Jack Finney. This is the first chapter of your book Vistas. So this chapter revolves around Charlie, who was 31 years old, and overall this story moves at two different levels in space and time. It moves simultaneously between modern times and the period of 1819 something. So this story moves around two different levels in space and time, and between modern time and the period of 1890. So the main character in the story is Charlie, who is 31 years old. He lives around New York Central and often travels to his work through the subway of Grand Central Station. So he knows of only two levels there from where the trains leave for different destinations. So Charlie was aware of only two different levels, and he was generally traveling through the subway of Grand Central Station, and he was living in New York Central, and he knows of only two levels there from where the trains leave for different destinations. So he was knowing of only two levels through which the train used to leave. All the timetables and railway officials also mention these two levels only. So the railway officials and all people, they were knowing about these two levels only. But one day Charlie discovers a third level which is quite different from the first two levels. So one day Charlie discovers a third level which was not known to anyone. Here the people are dressed in the old style of 1890, and in that third level what he discovers that the people, they are dressed in the old style of 1890s. Here the tickets have to be bought using the currency of that period. So here the people, they were purchasing tickets of that period currency. So the locomotives are also of the old style. From here one can travel to anywhere in the United States. Charlie wants to book two tickets for Galesburg, one for his wife, but he has with him bills of modern currency which the booking clerks refuse to accept. So what Charlie wants, he wants to buy a ticket for Galesburg. He wants to travel with his wife, but he was not having currency of that time. So what the clerk did, he refuses to accept that currency which he was having, and Charlie comes back and buys some old style bills so that he can go to Galesburg with his wife. So Charlie comes back from there and he buys old style bills so that he can go to Galesburg with his wife. But when he goes to Grand Central Station, he can't find the third level again. So when he came back and the clerk refuses to accept his currency, he came back and he purchased some old style bills. When he went back to purchase ticket again, there he was not able to find third level. Was the third level a reality or merely a fantasy of Charlie's mind? This story centers around this theme of fantasy and reality. So it was Charlie's imagination or reality, no one knows. So let us read about the truth, whether it was Charlie's imagination, it was his fantasy, or it was reality that there was definitely a third level. So overall in this story, what the writer has depicted here, that there were two levels only from where the trains used to leave for different destinations, and Charlie, it was his imagination, whether it was his imagination or it was really that there was third level. So one day Charlie thought of third level, and he started assuming about third level, but no one was knowing about the third level, whether the third level was there or not. No one was knowing. So it was Charlie's imagination, or his or it was a reality that was not known. And this writer has described about the fantasy of Charlie. So let us see what will happen next. So everybody knew that there were only two devils in the subway of the Grand Central Station, New York, but Charlie was 31 years old, said that he had been on the third level. When he talked of this to a psychiatrist friend of his, he said that it was a waking dream, wish fulfillment. The friend said that the modern world was full of insecurity, fear, war, and worry. Charlie wanted to escape from it, but he was unhappy. All his friends of Charlie also agreed to this. They would say that his stamp collecting activities were also temporary refuge from reality, but Charlie would not accept such explanation. It was his grandfather who had started this stamp collection, and he did not need any refuge from reality. Things were peaceful in his day, and he needed to escape. So Charlie, as he started thinking of third level and about his imagination, he talked to his friend who was a psychiatrist. He told him about his dream, about his this imagination, and he said to him that he was just having a dream, and it is not actually a practical reality. And he said to him that modern world is full of insecurity, fear, war, and worry. So Charlie wanted to escape from it. So he said to Charlie that he should escape from this thing, and maybe he may be unhappy. That is why he may be thinking about these things. So Charlie agreed to this, and they said them, his friends, they said to him that his stamp collecting activities were also a temporary refuge from reality. They said to him that Charlie was in the habit of collecting stamps. His grandfather too was in the habit of collecting stamps, and they said to him that this is not a refuge from reality, that he did not need any refuge from reality. Things were peaceful in his day, and he needed to escape. They said to him that all things are in peaceful form, and there is no need to escape. He needed to no escape. All things are as usual, they are going on. Maybe it's just his waking dream that he's thinking about third level. And next day, further, one night Charlie worked late in his office. So one day he worked till late in his office. He was in a hurry to get home, so he decided to take the subway from Grand Central because it was faster than bus. So he worked till late, and that time he was in a hurry to go home because he was already too late. So he decided that he should take the subway from Grand Central Station because it was faster than the bus. So he thought that he should reach home quickly and through Grand Central because it was faster than the bus. He was wearing a tan gabardine suit and a straw hat with a fancy band. When he entered the station, he passes a dozen men who looked just like him, and he was not trying to escape anything. He just wanted to get home to Louisa, his wife. So when he passed through that station, he saw a dozen of men who were just looking like him only. But that time he thought of passing through that place. He just wanted to get home. He just wanted to reach his home. He just wanted to reach his wife. So Charlie walked down the steps to the first level. So he went down towards the first level through the first level steps. Then he walked down another flight of steps to the second level. Then next he took. Then he passed through second steps of second level, from where the suburban trains leave. After passing through second level, there the train used to live. But when he was heading for the subway, he got lost in a corridor. It happened with him before also. Once he got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. Another time he came up in an office building that was 3 blocks away. He began to think that Grand Central was growing like a tree and pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots. So one day he once also he tried to he got into a tunnel, and about a mile long he came out in the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. It happened with him before also, and he came out in the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. He came up in an office building, and there was 3 blocks away, and that was 3 blocks away. He began to think that Grand Central Station was growing like a tree. So what in his imagination he started thinking that Grand Central was growing like a tree, and from there new corridors are opening, and it's giving away to new corridors and staircases, and its staircases were like roots. So this time also Charlie knew that he had entered a wrong corridor, but he kept on walking. So he thought that he might have entered a wrong corridor. The corridor went angling left and slanting downwards. So it was angling left, and then it was moving and it was moving downwards. He could hear the empty sound of his own steps. He did not pass anyone there. Then he heard the sound of some people talking. The tunnel turned sharp left. So what happened then? When he was passing through downward, when he was crossing downwards, he was hearing his own footsteps, sound of his own steps. He did not pass anyone there. Then he heard the sound of some people talking. After hearing the sound of of his own footsteps, he heard the sound of some people talking. The tunnel turned sharp left. So he went down a few steps and came out on the 3rd level at Grand Central Station. So as after crossing few steps, he reached 3rd Grand Central Station. So here he started thinking about 3rd Grand Central Station. Charlie saw that everyone was so different on the 3rd level. Here the rooms were smaller and there were fewer ticket windows. So now he is describing about his 3rd level. There were only 2 levels, and we don't know it was Charlie's thinking or it was the reality that there was 3rd level. So now he has entered the 3rd level, though is in his imagination. So he is describing about here 3rd level. So in the 3rd level the rooms were smaller and there were fewer ticket windows, and on the floor there were brass spittoons. The lights were dim. They flickered because there were open flame gas lights. So here is this is the description of the 3rd level. Everybody in the station was dressed. The people did in 1890s. So he saw the people. They were dressed according to as the people they were dressed in 1890s. Men had beards, side whiskers, and fancy mustaches. So men, they were having beards, whiskers, hairs, and fancy mustaches. They were having a very small locomotives was seen coming in. There was a new boy who had copies of the newspaper The World, and that had been published for years. So there he saw a newsboy also, who was having copies of newspaper, and a very small locomotive was seen coming in. There was newsboy who had copies of newspaper. It was a June 11, 1894 edition. Charlie turned towards the ticket windows. He saw that from here he could buy tickets from anywhere in the United States. He decided to book 2 tickets for Galesburg, where he wanted to go with his wife. But when the clerk looked at the bills in Charlie's hand, he said that this is not money, mister. This clerk glanced at the cash drawer beside him. There were old style bills in it. They were different looking. They were half again as big as the money Charlie had with him. The clerk threatened to call the police. Charlie at once turned away and got out fast. So Charlie went towards that window and he wanted to buy a ticket. He thought of going to Galesburg with his wife, and he thought of buying a ticket from there. And he went to that clerk who was sitting at that cash counter and when he said to him to purchase those tickets, his currency was not matching with the currency of which the clerk was having. So what the clerk did, he threatened him and threatened him to call police. Charlie at once went away from there. So next day, Charlie drew $300 out of the bank and bought old style currency. What he did to purchase, he wanted to purchase that two tickets for Galsburg. So next day he went to bank, and from there he will withdraw $300, and in exchange he bought old style currency. He had to pay a premium. His third $300 bought less than 200 in old style bills. So he gave $300, and what he got in exchange, he got less than 200 in old style bills. So but though he tried many a time, he could never find the corridor that led to the third level at Grand Central Station. His wife became much worried when he told her all this. She did not want him to look for the third level anymore. After a while he stopped, but he often talked to his friend Sam Weiner about the beauties of Galsburg. So he told all these things to his wife, and his wife said to him not to think about all these things anymore. But then he talked to his friend Sam. He talked to his friend Sam Weiner about the beauties of Galsburg. He used to describe about the beauties of Galsburg because it was his wish to go there with his wife. Now Charlie gave his attention to stamps. His grandfather collection had many first day covers. Let us know what a first day cover is. So now Charlie gave his attention to stamps. So now Charlie diverted his attention from third level to stamp collection. His habit was to collect stamps. So his grandfather collection had many first day covers. So he describes about his grandfather collection had many first day covers. So his grandfather's collection was having many first day covers. So let us discuss about what this first day covers means. When a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some and use them to mail envelopes to themselves on the very first day of sale. So this first day cover means that when a new stamp was issued, these stamp collectors used to buy these stamps and use them to mail envelopes to themselves only. They used to mail these to themselves only on the very first day of sale. On the very first day of sale, they used to buy these tickets, buy these stamps and used to mail themselves on the very first day when they the sellers start selling them, and the postmark proves the date. So the envelope is called first day cover. So this we call first day cover. They were never opened. You just put black paper in the envelope. So these first day covers, they were never opened. You just put black paper in the envelope. You can just put black paper in the envelope. One night Charlie was looking among his oldest first day cover. So one night he thought of looking his oldest first day covers. There he found one day that had been mailed to his grandfather father at his home in Galsburg. Then what he found? Then that had been mailed to his grandfather at his house in Galsburg. So he came to know that has been mailed to his grandfather at his home, which is in Galsburg. Charlie did not remember having ever seen it before. The postmark showed July 1894, but the paper inside was not blank. So the mark on that envelope was July 18, 1894, but the paper inside was not blank. It had a note from the psychiatrist friend Sam Weiner. So in that it was having a note, and which was written by his friend Sam Weiner. What it reads: Charlie, you were right, and it's true. I found the third level. I have been here 2 weeks, and right now, down the street, someone is playing a piano, and they are all singing Come on back, Charlie and Loisa. Keep looking till you find the third level. It's worth it, believe me, Sam. So in this note, what this Sam has written to Charlie, that definitely there is a third level and he should keep on looking, and he has invited Charlie and his wife Loisa to come to reach at this third level. It's worth it, believe me. So he's saying to his friend Charlie that he should definitely believe on this third level. Later, Charlie found the stamp and coin store that Sam had bought $800 worth of old style currency. So later on, what happened? Charlie found from the stamp and coin store that his friend Sam had bought $800 worth of old style currency. So his friend Charlie had bought $800 value of that dollars were of old $800 worth of old style currency. With that, Charlie thought Sam could set up little hay, feed and grain business. So he thought he might be with this amount Sam can set up a business of hay, feed and grain, which he liked so much. In Galesburg of 1894, he found no scope of his old business because he was a psychiatrist. So in Galesburg of 1894 of that past, he could find no scope for his old business because he was a psychiatrist. So he thought that he might maybe not be having because he was a psychiatrist, and he will find no scope in his old business in Galesburg of 1894. So overall, what the writer has depicted in this story, that about Charlie's imagination of third level, but still here at the end, Sam is making Charlie feel that Sam is realizing Charlie that definitely there is a third level. So that is actually the third level was there or not. Here still we are not sure, but people, they were knowing of only 2 levels only, and it was Charlie's fantasy, it was Charlie's imagination. That is overall this story moves around his fantasy only. Later on at the end, his friend Sam, in that note, maybe that note or all that is his fantasy, or he's not remaining in practical reality, so that is just left in this chapter. So I hope students you understood this story. Thanks and have a nice day.